Welcome to the Blue Plate Special. Wow. Oh, yeah. It is real live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. We are inside the Knoxville Visitor Center. Y'all come visit with us today. We do have 2 acts for you here today on the Blue Plate Special. However, neither one of them you are expecting today on the Blue Plate Special, interestingly enough. But that's the beauty of living in Knoxville, Tennessee, and having a pretty great sound guy, too, because sometimes things happen. Sometimes people don't show. So that's when Daniel goes, uh-oh. I don't get paid enough to do this. As a matter of fact, he's not getting paid to do that at all.
That's true.
So y'all put your hands together and make a great big blue plate welcome for Daniel Kimbro.
My baby, she ran away with my garbage man. Said my baby, she ran away with my garbage man. Please come home to me, darling, and empty out my garbage can. Don't know where she's been. I don't know where she's going. I don't know where she's been. I don't know where she's going. Please come back home to me, darling. My garbage can is overflowing. My baby, money that bad. I just need somebody to take out my trash. The lake comes up and the lake goes down like the sun of my hometown. The red clay mud is hallowed ground. The lake comes up and the lake goes down. They said the power they generate will revolutionize our state. A brand new deal from TVA, but Loyston Town was in the way. They come up from Knoxville, so to see men stop the river with concrete. The men work hard in the summer heat, lest the wall should ever leak. The lake comes up, the lake goes down like the sun on my hometown. The red clay mud is hallowed ground. The lake comes up and the lake goes down. The name they chose was Norris Lake, and I watched the dam take shape. Gentle shoals turned into waves, and empty holes are flooded graves. The water rolled up through the hills. It washed away the soil I tilled. It washed away the house I built. Foundation blocks and sandy sill. The lake comes up and the lake goes down, just like the sun of my hometown. The red clay mud, it's my hallowed ground. The lake comes up and the lake goes down. Old Clinch River sent below, this valley floor I've always known. We moved our families to new homes with electric power and telephones. Now the blackest sky on a winter's night is by far a warmer sight than the pale green glowing light seen from the shores of my birthright. The lake comes up and the lake goes down, just like the sun of my hometown. The red clay mud, it's a hallowed ground. The lake comes up and the lake goes down. Summertime on the Loyston Sea, but you forget what you can't see. But there's a town that lies buried beneath your boats and your water skis. Well, out of sight and out of mind is this town I've left behind. And dive down deep and all you'll find are broken dreams and fishing lines. The lake comes up, the lake goes down, like the sun of my hometown. The red clay mud is my hallowed ground. The lake comes up and the lake goes down. The lake comes up and the lake goes down, just like the sun of my hometown. The red clay mud, it's my hallowed ground. The lake comes up and the lake goes down.
Daniel Kimbro with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Glad you put on a nice shirt today when you got up, Daniel.
I was, yeah.
Daniel didn't know he was going to be on the Blue Plate today. I didn't know he was going to be on the Blue Plate today, but hey, it's a good day. Here he is, and we got him on stage, so let's find out what on earth is going on in the world of Daniel Kimbro these days. I know Blue Plate Special every day, but other than that, what you got? What you been working on?
I was late today because the dog got out. There's a hole in my fence that I can't find that he knows about that I don't. And he goes to the next door neighbor's dog, and the next door neighbor, and he's a really nice guy, and I've talked to him about it because he used to throw hamburger helper scraps to Gus, our dog, and that made Gus very sick. Well, he feeds his dog people's scraps, and so Gus goes next door through the hole in the fence that I can't find and eats that food and then comes home and sleeps on our couch, and we wake up to barf.
See?
So that's what I dealt with
This
morning.
is why it's dangerous to talk to your friends on the radio, because sometimes you get too much information on what is going on.
Well, after that, it was time to... My wife this morning had asked me to... she was in a hurry from cleaning dog throw up, and said, would you mind to water the chickens? And I spilled water on my shirt, so I changed my shirt, and that's why I'm wearing a nice shirt today. So
Yay!
it
all has a purpose, doesn't it?
It does. Everything happens for a reason.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Saturday night. We got a little something going on here at the radio station.
Yeah.
The I Love WDVX party happening down in Happy Holler at Relics. That'll start at 6:30, and just all kinds of good music. You're going to be playing down there, aren't you?
I reckon.
You do know about it this time.
Yes. I do know about it this time. And I'm probably going to play with Jay Clark.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be there. And I'll probably be playing with Greg Horn kind of all night. He and I will just be playing with everybody. We'll definitely be with RB. Greg and I play around town and around the South with RB Morris, a local awesome guy. And so we'll be doing our thing.
All right. So
I'm sure there's going to be lots of other awesome stuff, too. There's a
it
chili
is
thing happening, I guess.
Saturday at Relics, and it's going to be R.B. Morris, the Tim Lee Three, Greg Horn, Jay Clark, the Naughty Knots, Jason Lee Wilson, Itchy and the Hater Tots, and Jack Renfro's Apocalypso Quartet. There'll be silent auction items. There's going to be like 8 different kinds of chili for sampling, and cornbread, and of course, big bar and dancing and music going on. So it's a party. Tickets are $15. It all goes to help keep the good music going here at WDVX. So y'all come on out, show your love. Let's have a little fun. Relics Theater Saturday night. Those tickets will be available in the back of the room after the show today. Got any upcoming performances outside of that we need to talk about, Daniel?
Yeah, I just remembered Thursday night at the Preservation Pub is the Pine Cone Jam. That's a benefit for Ed Courts, if anybody ever his memory.
Sweet.
And if anybody remembers Ed, he owned a corner lounge and he was a drummer in town for a long time. His daughter Adrian still works at the pub. He was a great guy and a big proponent of original music in Knoxville. If you were a guy or gal looking to showcase your songs, even if you happen to hate your own songs, you could go to the corner lounge and he'd put you on stage in some capacity. And so there's a benefit for him on Thursday night, and that's upstairs at the pub. And I want to say it starts at 7, but it might start at 6. But Greg and I will be there with RB that night, so that'll be fun. So y'all come on up. And I think it's a donation thing, you know, and they got beer, so you should go anyway.
What's the website for folks to track you down? mountainsoul.net?
Yeah, you can go there. Just find me on Facebookers or something like that.
Yep. Find Daniel Kimbro there on Facebook. You can go to mountainsoul.net for more information as well. For now, I'm back out of the way. More music from Daniel Kimbro on the Blue Plate Special.
I'm gonna climb the highest mountain. I'm gonna sleep in the woods tonight. I'll climb the highest mountain, baby, and sleep in the woods tonight. that short mountain woman, Lord, she don't treat me right. She's living like a possum in a big old hollow tree. She got me living like a possum in a big old hollow tree. And now the short mountain woman, she always gets the best of me. I'm gonna climb the highest mountain, I'm gonna sleep in the woods tonight. I'm gonna climb the highest mountain and sleep in the woods tonight. For that short mountain woman, Lord, she don't treat me right. Oh, but honey, you were bitter, and I had to spit you out. I said, honey, you're bitter, and I had to spit you out. And now that short mountain woman, she turns up in every pie in town. I've been watching her persimmons, and I couldn't wait to climb her tree. Watching her persimmons, and I couldn't wait to climb her tree. But now that short mountain woman, she's got me way down on my knees. Climb the highest mountain, sleep in the woods tonight. I'm gonna climb the highest mountain, sleep in the woods tonight. And now the short mountain woman, Lord, she don't treat me right. Thank you. Thanks very much. That's one my dad wrote. Do another one that he wrote, if that's okay. Well, I grew up beside a stream dammed up by the TVA. 300 acres of bottom land, and they flooded it all away. The ground beneath this water, my daddy worked hard all his life. But I gotta make my own living, taking fish off an old trot line. I'm working on a trot line. I'm working the line. The federal man drove up one day in his big black and shiny car. He said, your land is planned for progress, and every man's got to do his part. So packed my truck and moved out of town when the water started rising. And Daddy took a job up in Knoxville, but come next spring, Lord, he up and died. Yes, he up and died. He up and died. But a factory job, it ain't much compared to when you're living off the land. All I ever knew was outside work, getting by with these two hands. So I built my old flat bottom John boat in the spring of 1945, and I learned how to make my own living, taking catfish off an old trot line. I'm working on my trot line. I'm working all the time. I'm working my line. So you tie your hoops, you catch your loops, and you measure out your line. You throw it out there and you anchor it down. You pull your floats up tight. You throw your net and you cut your bait. Gotta hope these catfish will bite, 'cause that's how I'm gonna make my living and keep food on my table tonight. I'm a-working my trot lines. I'm working all the time. I'm working my line. In the winter time the lakes go down and I see my daddy's farm, but all that's left are the cornerstones and the silos. What once was my inheritance is now just mud and slime. So I gotta make my living taking fish off an old trot line. I'm working on my trot line. I'm working all the time. So I grew up beside a stream dammed up by the TVA. The 300 acres of bottom land, and they flooded it all away. Thank you. Well, Zack's coming up, and Zack is a great guy that we kind of happened on. Somebody introduced him to Red, and we listened to his CD. He's like, man, he sounds like Townes Van Zandt. A lot. Which is a good thing. So to kind of ease that segue, I'm going to do my favorite Townes song. We'll do it for Zack. Thanks, Zack, for bailing us out today. Appreciate it, buddy. If anybody's interested, Zack has a few CDs for sale, but he really likes Lemonade Tea. Only thing is, you're going to have to do some upbeat stuff because I'm putting them to sleep, buddy. Sorry. Also, I should mention that this is our intern, Sarah. It's like her third week, and it's her first time having to mix a show all by her lonesome, so she's doing a good job. I appreciate you not muting my vocal. Thank you. The name she gave was Caroline. She was a daughter of a miner, and it seemed to me that her ways were free and the sunshine it walked beside her. She come from Spencer up across the hill. She said her pa, he had sent her for the cold was slow, and soon the snow would turn the skies to winter. She said she'd come down. She was looking for work. No, she's not seeking favors. And she looked around But the times, that's not right either. Let's go to the next verse. But the times were hard, and the jobs were few, all through Tecumseh Valley. But she looked around, and a job was found tending bar at the Gypsy Sally. She saved enough to go back home when the spring replaced the winter. But her dreams were denied when she learned her pa had died. Yeah, the word come down from Spencer. So she turned to whoring out on the streets with all the lust inside her. And it was many a man who returned again to lay himself beside her. Found her out beneath the stairs that led up to Gypsy Sally. In her hand when she died was a letter that cried, fare ye well, Tecumseh Valley. The name she gave was Caroline. She was the daughter of a miner. Thank you.
Daniel Kimbro on the Blue Plate Special. More information available online. You can find mountainsoul.net. Find Daniel Kimbro on Facebook as well. And I guess, just so y'all know, if you're not familiar with Daniel, he is, I didn't even mention, he plays in the band. It's a family-ran band, Mountain Soul. And again, you can check out that website for more information. Well, support for the WDVX Blue Plate Special comes from you, the listener, from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and from the 13th Annual Bristol Rhythm and Roots Reunion. It is September 20th through the 22nd in downtown Bristol with over 100 acts. Folks like the Doe McCurry Band and Acoustic Syndicate will be there. Those advance tickets are on sale now online at bristolrhythm.com. Miss China, why don't you come join me? China Brahim's here from Attack Monkey Productions, and today is a big day here in Knoxville because I guess this is the day the cat gets let out of that bag for the Rhythm and Blooms lineup today. That happens during the Dogwood Festival here in Knoxville. And I guess China, she's going to tell you about what you have in store coming up for you.
We've got a great lineup this year. We're really excited to announce that April 5th through 7th, we will have a very special reunion of the Everybody Fields. We'll have Vince Gill and the Time Jumpers here with us, Justin Towns Earl, Jason Isbell and the 400 unit, Mike Ferris and his full 9-piece Roseland Rhythm Review. We've got Shannon Whitworth, we've got the Vespers, just 40 to 50 artists all over downtown Knoxville. Festival passes are only $55, and they are available right here at the Visitor Center, or you can get them online at rhythmandbloomsfest.com. We'll also be doing all kinds of artist workshops and in-depth artist interviews right here on the stage at WDVX at the Visitor Center throughout the weekend, so we're really looking forward to it. Oh, wow. We've got the Tennessee Theater, the Square Room, Market Square Stage. As I mentioned, we'll have workshops right here. On Sunday, April 7th, we move out to the Knoxville Botanical Garden and spend the entire day out in the garden, which will be really great. Latitude 35. We're expanding to the Old City this year, and we'll have trolleys running from venue to venue, so it'll be really easy to get around. So we'll have Barley's down there, and Boyd's Jig and Reel, and Crown and Goose. Really looking forward to it.
Great. All right, y'all. So, China, is there a website for all that information? Rhythm, the letter N, bloomsfest.com for more information. All right, well, rolling along with today's show. Now, Daniel didn't know today. Zack didn't know yesterday. Well, he found out last night that I called him right before I left and said, "Ooh, Zack, can you come be on the blue plate?" Lucky for me, he said, "Yep." So here he is, y'all. Welcome Zack McCarter back to the Blue Plate Special.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for having me. All right, this first song is called San Fernando Hills. Headed out to California, chasing dreams, trying to leave behind the troubles you had seen. Painful memories that you don't talk about, they're still trying to get out. For too long, you found your dreams began to burn. Fallen angels line the streets at every turn. Forgotten strangers looking for a name, fortune, and for fame. Headed down into the San Fernando Hills, where the broken sell their bodies for their bills. Hero didn't hit the mark where you had aim, fortune, and for shame. That everything is fine. You're better off this way than in a welfare line. The false empowerment that comes from laying down as the wolves gather around. And every day closer to your tomb. Every night you're pouring salt into your wounds. The makeup that you wear is only a disguise for the sadness in your eyes. Headed out to California, chasing dreams, trying to leave behind the troubles you had seen. Painful memories you never talk about, they're still trying to get out. Is there a trick to this microphone? All right, awesome. Okay, this next one is called Effigy. Different seasons bring a different mood. Now you're singing in a different tune. Differences, they seem to follow you. what you say is true. Time can take apart a memory, what it was and what you wanted it to be. Take the best of what you were to me and preserve it in an effigy. Take a breath and watch the needle drop. Start the record over from the top. Songs are still the same as they always were. The only difference is what we infer. Stepping through a broken song, when the words I write just seem to come out wrong. Sometimes the more you think, the less you know. Sometimes the hardest part is letting go.
This is Zack McCarter with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Now, like I said, Zack's been here once before. He was here on a Saturday show, so I wasn't here the last time Zack was on the Blue Plate. So we're going to chat like he's brand new to us here, and we don't really know. I really don't know that much about him. He's live out in West Knoxville, right? On the west side of town there, and grew up in Knoxville?
Yeah, I grew up in South Knoxville.
Okay.
And moved out west.
Okay, so we act like that's a long way away.
It really
grew up in
is.
South Knoxville, moved way out.
It
It is. So, when did you start playing music?
Well, I had a guitar since I was a little, about 10, and never really got anywhere with it. I was, just messing around with power chords and didn't really learn anything. And then I got into Townes Van Zandt because my dad used to play the Willie Nelson version of Pancho and Lefty when I was a kid, and I really loved the song, and I was singing it at a karaoke bar one night, and a guy came up to me afterwards and said that I sounded like Townes when I sang it, and I said, who's Townes? And he said, the guy who wrote it, Townes Van Zandt. So I went home and looked it up, and I was blown away by the way he played it and the way he sang it. And I started getting into his other music, and I was like, I've got to learn that song on guitar. So I got a guitar for my birthday, and my mom was like, you better learn to play this one. And so I did. I stayed up all night till my fingers bled, just going over the chords over and over and over. Finally got it down, and then from there, a little while later, I started writing my own, and that's what got me to here.
All right, so now we've got Zack, and he's writing some incredible music these days. And as a matter of fact, he's taken part in the songwriters competition happening over at the Preservation Pub, and he has made the finals for that. So we wish him lots of luck on that. Hopefully, maybe if he wins, he'll take that money and make us a CD out there that we can offer up for you folks. Now, he doesn't have any CDs with him here today because he does make his own CDs for you.
Yes.
So if you would like to have a Zack McCarter CD, you're going to have to contact him on the Facebook there, and he will arrange to get you that. So just go to Facebook, look for Zack McCarter once you get there. He's also on Reverb Nation, but better find him on the Facebook. He doesn't check that one real good. You all have the opportunity. It's a really easy thing. Shake a person's hand, make them feel welcome while they're with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Shaking howdy with him after the show. But for right now, I'm going to back out of the way. More music from Zack McCarter on the Blue Plate Special.
Thank you. This song is called Mexico. It's a song about a guy who is on the run from, well, you'll know. Two strikes down, one to go. The cops can't be hurt by what they don't know. So stick around and enjoy the show, 'cause it's a long way to Mexico. I knew a girl there, her name was Fine. I wonder if she still remembers mine. I guess I'll find out when I go all the way down to Mexico. Police are looking for a man fitting my description, driving my sedan. They say they'll catch him, but I don't think so. I'm on my way down to Mexico. They say that he just robbed the First National Bank. He's armed and dangerous, or at least that's what they think. I heard about it on the radio. Way down to Mexico. They say the crime don't pay, shows what they know. 'Cause I'm on the highway with a duffel bag full of dough. Just riding easy and laying low till I get down to Mexico. Thanks, everybody. This next song is called Simple Plan, and it's kind of a lullaby. I want to dedicate it to my cousin's two little girls, Maddie and Annabelle. So this is called Simple Plan. Summer stars shine on a summer sky, so the birds don't forget which way to fly. Signs abound all around us to remind us to live before we die. The ocean moves, a changing of the tide, asking for the moon to be his bride. The waves, they reach out for her every night, basking in her pale, evasive light. Sun, it shines down through the forest leaves, helping them to grow and us to breathe. A simple plan with such complexities, everything wraps up so beautifully. Thanks. I think that song was actually supposed to be capoed, but I forgot. Oh, I hope it still sounded good. Two more? Okay. All right. This song is called Cut the Brakes. Puzzles scattered across the floor like a life at disconnect. Do you really love me now, or just the image I project? A fantasy constructed from a pride it must protect, the unnatural order from which nature must select. Vast unspoiled pastures are the cities we erect, run by corporate-sponsored crooked politicians we elect. The system as corrosive as the lies that it reflects, race-backed and supported by the ones it disaffects. Friends that turned away when you needed them the most, the freedom that you get when you just cut the brakes and coast. The people that surround you make you feel just like a ghost, and you give everything that you have for someone to be close. Thanks.
Zack McCarter with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Now he's got one more tune for y'all here today, but how about another big round of applause for Daniel Kimbro stepping in the first half of the show.
That was some amazing guitar playing from Daniel, and that Towns cover was...
Well, tomorrow's going to be another good day, too, here on the Blue Plate Special. We want to invite everybody back. Troy Suggs will be here along with Celtic music from the Tune Junkies here tomorrow on the Blue Plate Special. For your Valentine's Day on Thursday, we have the Honeycutters going to be with us. Little sweetness for your Valentine's Day, along with a group called Glossary. And on Friday, it's Hillbillies from Mars and Edgar Allan Lee. Saturday, we'll wind out the week with Mayday Malone and Steve and Kim. You can always find out who's coming to the Blue Plate Special by visiting our website at WDVX.com. We'll have tickets for the I Love WDVX party for Tennessee Shines and for World Class Bluegrass after the show on your way out the door back there in the back. And of course, we always ask you just shake our guests' hand and make them feel welcome while they're visiting with us here on the Blue Plate Special. Thanks, Zach, for stepping up again at last minute and helping us out here today. Will you close us out with one last tune?
I will. All right, this one is the one. This is the most recent one that I've written, and it's a murder ballad with a twist ending. It's called "The Rocky Shores." She was lying where I found her in the grass beside the oak tree as the sun began to set across the backbone of the hill. My mother warned me not to put my trust in pretty strangers, but if I haven't learned by now, I suppose I never will. Well, she walked into the forest and she beckoned me to follow, but I told her of the girl I loved and why I could not go. But her arms encroached around me like a circle around a hollow, and I did my best to resist, but my zest was running low. Well, she led me through the evening to the bluffs out in the westlands, where the icy waves crashed down upon the rocky shores below. It was then her face contorted as I watched her from the cliffside. Her teeth turned into razors and her eyes began to glow. Well, I stood in awed amazement at the sight that stood before me, where once was a fair maiden, now a snarling beast from hell. She made a flying leap, but my cunning did assure me I moved at the last second, and to the rocky shore she fell. When the police finally showed up to retrieve her broken body, she had already transformed back to the girl that I'd first seen. Well, I told them all my story, but the cops would not believe me, so they locked me in a cell and threw away the key. She was lying where I found her in the grass beside the oak tree as the sun began to set across the backbone of the hills. Well, my mother warned me not to put my trust in pretty strangers, but if I haven't learned by now, I suppose I never will. Thank you.
Zack McCarter on the Blue Plate Special. Thank you all for being here, and join us again tomorrow. We're going to throw it back to the studio now. Take it away, Grace.